Okay, I'm back. Voice is maxed out because some guy fucking complained in a comment. Said, yo, your voice is too low. This time I'm trying to. I only have 5 more minutes because I gotta go to bed. Sleep over coding. That way I can not fuck my sleep up because I messed it up yesterday a little bit. I'm telling it to give me stuff in random order just to see. I don't know how I want it to give me. Maybe that's the strat. I tell it to give me all the questions in order for the recent ones. So it would be like chapter 13, 12, 11, F for constant expression functions, etc. But then after that, gives me all the other stuff in random order. Something like that. And I guess I could do reinforcement learning. Like, I don't know. I want to be familiar with all the stuff all the time, though, so I'm not sure. Alright, so, excuse me. What is the difference between a standard string and a string view? A string view is a view to an existing string, I think. Similar, and I think if we just make a standard string or a standard string view, and I initialize it with something, I'm not sure what that's doing. I'm not sure if it's saying that there's this, it's creating a C-style string literal somewhere, and then it's viewing it, or how that's working. Is a view to an existing string similar to a reference, letting us pass expensive standard string view objects without the cost of passing by value, since we're directly accessing using the value where it exists in memory. Again, like passing standard string as a reference or value or address or by address, I think. If we initialize a standard string view with a C-style string literal, I think it's creating the C-style string literal in memory and viewing it, but could be wrong. The conversions from C-style and standard string to standard string view are cheaper than conversions to standard string, so it's helpful for passing by info to parameters for function or info as in parameters. It's in parameters. Risks that are main risk is if the string no longer exists where it was or was changed, the view will be equivalent to a dangling reference or pointer. Probably closer to a reference, since it's viewing a particular. Well, maybe not. Right, that's my guess. A function's return type is the type of data, or is the data type of the value it returns to the caller as the result of the call of its call. Value returning functions return values, while void functions do not. Okay. Local scope. The scope of is the scope in which local variables are accessible and exist, since they're destroyed at the end of local scope. But I think local scope or block scope in the case of if destroyed in an oh my ow fuck if destroyed after an inner block but before the end of the function. I'm just gonna copy this for now. Not enough time for now. Just if I just check these. Okay. Undefined behavior in any program for which the C++ are, oh, here we go. It's giving way better answers here. Holy shit. Oh shit. Alright, copy list is the one. Alright, nice. Alright. Your intercapsulation, okay. Is any program operation for which the C++ standard imposes no requirements? You gave, correct. The result can be unpredictable, blah, 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 blah. Unless executed in a way that modifies and exits it. Oh. Meaning that could be fun, but if we're assigning it, then maybe we don't know where it is because they're both. Well, I mean, if it's right to left, I don't know. I'm not sure how the sequence point stuff works. I don't know that syntax. That word. Organizing functions. It's on the best practices. Sure. Header guards. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. Example. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Yep. Preferred because it prevents that. Yep. Exactly. So it's just preventing undefined behavior. Yep. Cool. So there's default, there's value, there's direct, there's list, there's copy, and there's copy list. Interesting. Well, I didn't mean is copy list. I'm pretty sure this was the sixth one, but I thought it might be copy direct, but maybe that's not a thing. This equals and then this in parentheses. Because maybe that's just it just kills the parentheses. And oh, you know what? It probably does because this is a different type of initialization. If we do direct, it's direct. But if I just put 5 in parentheses and I do copy assignment, it's just doing copy assignment. That's why. Because it's treating parentheses differently. The difference here is that this is, do we say that it's binary where it's taking an L value and an R value and then the parentheses are around the R value versus if it was equals or is assignment parentheses, instead that would just be unary, I think. Or if we say it's binary, then it's an operator instead of it taking the L value that it wants. So okay, so copy direct isn't a thing. Makes sense. Explain header guards well. They prevent multiple inclusion of the same header fonts or well the same contents, so we don't redefine shit. Cool. Cool. Constant expression variables and functions are evaluated at compile time. Great optimization. Yeah, makes sense because we're putting load at compile time instead of at runtime. Constant only means cannot be modified under, but it does not guarantee compile time evaluation. Cool. I like this because now it's actually explaining more of the stuff instead of only saying what I'm missing. I think this is helpful actually. Constant expression, I think it's probably good to get answers in different ways. Like go to somebody and like you get trained as an electrician and the guy and your trainer's only telling you what's wrong versus this other guy is saying all the stuff that you did right and here's the stuff and giving you a whole picture of it to reiterate what's already in your mind. Constant expression functions can be used at compile time if given constant expression arguments and used in a constant expression context. Gotcha. Cool. Makes sense. Agreed. Accurate size that returns the size and it's commonly used to determine that. Oh, and array lengths. Does that mean size of array? Does that return? I guess it does. It's size of and it sums all of the individual elements of the thing. So if we have an integer and we just assume that an integer is four integers, or sorry, is four bytes. And we say that okay there are 10. Well, then we'd say that the size of the array is actually 40. We're not saying size of as in the unsigned int count of elements, but it does actually count array lengths. Okay, size of array versus interesting. I'm not sure why I see 2 of those there, but okay. Standard string mostly. All right, cool. Excuse me. It's a lightweight, non-owning view into a string or character sequence. I don't know exactly how that works. It says it simply points to it. So is it like a pointer? It is not a reference in the C++. So it's like an. It seems like it's a const pointer basically, or a pointer to const. Is a lightweight non-owning view into a string or character sequence. It does not own the data it simply points to. It is not a reference in the C++ sense, but it behaves like a pointer. Okay, a pointer to a range of characters. Gotcha. Wherever they are, as a standard string, or this, or that. If the underlying string is destroyed or modified, it becomes invalid. It becomes dangling. Okay, so it seems like a pointer so far. It's ideal for passing substrings, so I can pass pieces of a string, or read-only string data, or string data that we only want to view read-only, or use read-only. But we have to ensure that the data outlives the view. Okay, so it's basically a pointer, it seems like, honestly. Function return types, correct. Hold on. Function return type is the data it returns, value return void functions return nothing. Yep. Declared inside a block, have local scope. They exist and are only accessible within the block. When it ends, they are destroyed. Next is an error. Okay, cool. All right, that's enough for now. It's only enough for now because I have to fucking go to bed. That's it. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing more. That was only like maybe 10, 20 minutes max, something like that. I think. Oh, it's 30, but okay. More tomorrow.